If you're struggling with persistent belly fat that refuses to budge, no matter what you do, don't blame yourself. This isn't a matter of willpower or insufficient exercise, it's all about hormones. In today's video, we're going to share 8 actionable strategies to regulate these hormonal factors and assist you in shedding that stubborn belly fat more effectively. We'll investigate how 2 specific foods could be preventing you from losing abdominal fat, and we'll uncover which foods to include instead. But first, would you mind hitting the like button and subscribing? It's important for you to know that estrogen, known as a primary female sex hormone, plays an important role in dictating the location of fat storage. During menopause and perimenopause, estrogen levels can undergo drastic fluctuations before ultimately declining. This can result in an increase in abdominal fat. But steps can be taken to maintain estrogen balance. One effective method for those in these stages is to include foods abundant in phytoestrogens into your diet. Phytoestrogens are compounds derived from plants and are found in foods such as flax seeds, legumes, and cruciferous vegetables. They function like estrogen within the body and aid in balancing hormone levels. Furthermore, if you're experiencing an estrogen imbalance, consider exploring the benefits of the herb red clover. A 2020 study highlighted its impact on premenopausal women with breast cancer who were receiving tamoxifen hormone therapy. These women took 80 milligrams of red clover extract every day. Alongside this, they followed a Mediterranean diet and engaged in regular physical activity. The results were impressive. The women not only saw a reduction in the menopausal symptoms triggered by tamoxifen, but also, and here's the noteworthy part, they experienced significant decreases in both their body mass index, BMI, and waist size. To balance estrogen, it's important not to overlook stress management. Elevated stress levels have the potential to disrupt hormonal equilibrium, which leads me to my next point. Keeping cortisol, often referred to as the stress hormone, under control is crucial for reducing belly fat. A constant state of stress triggers an increase in cortisol production within the body. Believe it or not, but this hormone is notorious for not only stimulating your appetite, but also for promoting fat cell production, especially around the abdominal area. So, what's the solution to keeping cortisol levels under control? There's a herb called ashwagandha that can be really helpful. This is because it acts as an adaptogen, which means it helps balance hormones. A study conducted on 64 individuals suffering from chronic stress demonstrated how it can help with elevated cortisol. The results showed that those who consumed a high concentration extract of ashwagandha root for 60 days experienced a significant reduction in both stress levels and cortisol. Aside from herbs, certain dietary choices can help balance cortisol and assist with losing belly fat. One example is omega-3 fatty acids found in fish like salmon and mackerel. These are highly effective at regulating cortisol because of their anti-inflammatory properties. Plus, foods rich in vitamin C such as oranges and strawberries can also contribute to lowering cortisol. Incorporating these whole foods into one's diet not only aids in reducing cortisol levels, but also positively influences other hormones involved in weight management. This leads us on to the importance of eating high-fiber vegetables, as they help regulate estrogen and insulin, both of which significantly influence abdominal weight gain. Examples of these hormone-regulating veggies are broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spinach, and artichokes. These green powerhouses not only brim with fiber, but also possess compounds like indole-3 carbinol that provides an extra advantage in regulating estrogen metabolism. Switching attention to insulin, high-fiber vegetables prove useful for its regulation as well. They decelerate digestion, leading to slower release of glucose into the bloodstream. This action helps prevent abrupt insulin spikes and enhances overall insulin sensitivity, an essential factor in avoiding insulin resistance, a significant contributor to abdominal weight gain. In a moment, we're going to explore which particular foods can help turn on fat burning. But first, there are 2 foods that wreak havoc on insulin levels and can lead to unwanted belly fat that we need to discuss. These are sugar and flour. The consumption of these causes a surge in blood sugar levels. This triggers the pancreas to secrete insulin, a hormone responsible for controlling blood sugar by converting it into fat. Consequently, an increased intake of sugar and flour leads to higher insulin production, resulting in weight gain, especially around the abdominal area. However, that's just one part of the story. Sugar and flour also interfere with our brain's reward system by amplifying dopamine levels. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that conveys feelings of pleasure and reward. The ingestion of these foods induces a dopamine high that can become addictive, much like the effects of certain drugs. Here's where the situation becomes complex. Continuous consumption of large amounts of sugar and flour keeps insulin levels elevated. This may result in insulin resistance, a condition where cells become less receptive to insulin's effects. Elevated insulin levels can also stimulate the adrenal glands to produce more cortisol, which, as we've already mentioned, can cause additional abdominal weight. In order to break this cycle and get rid of stubborn belly fat, try eating single-ingredient foods. These basic foods don't incite the same dopamine response in our brain as highly processed multi-ingredient foods. However, an intriguing aspect emerges when considering single-ingredient foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. These foods don't trigger an intense dopamine rush. Consequently, there's a lower likelihood of overeating them since they don't offer the same reward sensation. Imagine consuming a meal comprising grilled chicken breast, steamed broccoli, and quinoa. An intriguing research article published in the Annals of the New York Academy of Sciences revealed that eliminating highly palatable foods can lead to notable weight loss. This research included 4 participants, 2 with lean physique and 2 who were severely obese, each weighing around 400 pounds. They were in a controlled environment where their diet could be closely monitored. The participants had unrestricted access to a bland, nutrient-rich liquid food dispensed through a straw from a machine, but they were not allowed any other foods. The results were quite incredible. The lean individuals maintained their usual calorie intake and their weight remained stable. But here's the remarkable part. The obese volunteers naturally reduced their calorie intake without feeling hungry and experienced significant weight loss. One obese participant continued with this liquid diet for an extended period and astonishingly shed 200 pounds. This suggests that adhering to a diet where the food is more bland, i.e. single-ingredient foods, aids in healing the brain from years of overeating by reducing the constant onslaught of dopamine surges that create addictive eating. Over time, this can assist in resetting our brain's reward system and making it less challenging for us to resist unhealthy food cravings. A further way to help reduce food craving that you might be surprised to learn is to consume plenty of protein. Studies show that consuming about 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal can successfully regulate ghrelin levels. Ghrelin is the hormone responsible for stimulating appetite and promoting fat storage. Therefore, when the goal is to shed hormonal belly fat, it becomes imperative to manage ghrelin levels effectively. Delving into the topic of ghrelin, commonly referred to as the hunger hormone, it's clear that this hormone plays a significant role in weight gain. Moreover, protein doesn't solely assist with managing ghrelin, it also helps balance other hormones related to hunger or weight gain, such as insulin and leptin. We'll get to why leptin is so important in a moment. Before that, let's discuss another vital food group for keeping hunger at bay and getting rid of stubborn weight around the belly, which is wholesome fats. Believe it or not, but healthy fat, particularly monounsaturated and polyunsaturated ones, play a vital role in maintaining hormone equilibrium. These useful fats are abundant in foods such as avocados, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish like salmon. Here's what's important to know. These fats contribute to the production and balance of the hormones insulin and leptin. Leptin is affected by dietary fat. It's referred to as the satiety hormone, as it regulates your appetite by signaling your brain when you're satiated. Ensuring significant intake of healthy fats aids in preserving proper leptin function, thus avoiding overeating and potential weight gain. A further key to keeping hormones, specifically cortisol, ghrelin, and leptin, in balance is sleep. Sleep deprivation leads to an increase in ghrelin production by our bodies, resulting in heightened hunger sensations. This can trigger overeating and subsequent weight gain. A study featured in the American Journal of Physiology, Endocrinology and Metabolism looked at sleep and its impact on hormones, particularly ghrelin, which plays a key role in hunger and weight management. Conducted on 10 healthy, non-obese male volunteers, the study revealed that during normal sleep, levels of ghrelin increased significantly in the early part of the night and then decreased by the morning. This pattern was disrupted during sleep deprivation, suggesting a strong link between sleep and ghrelin levels. This implies that adequate rest at night could help regulate ghrelin levels, potentially contributing to appetite control and weight management. Furthermore, subpar quality of sleep can lead to elevated cortisol levels, which, as we already learnt, can encourage fat storage primarily around the abdomen. That about wraps it up. If you're struggling to reach your ideal body weight, it might be your hormones. So make sure you click the link below this video to take our hormonal balance quiz and get a personalized hormonal report tailored to your hormone type. Also, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and leave a comment below.